Okay, I have very little battery here, so let's see how far I get. um, these are the Armenian cucumbers. They never came up, and I am going to just throw them in the composter today. That was the only failure, though. Everything else did pretty well, in spite of the weather. This is a sedum, or I forget what, stone crop, whatever. I'm going to put that outside the fence. And that's going to replace some hens and chicks, which I'm no longer buying because they only live a couple years and then they go to seed and die and the seeds don't come up and not much fun. Anyway, um, let's start with the pumpkins. These are all jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. I'm going to have to weed today. And they all came up from seed but this one that I bought. Every year I buy a jack-o'-lantern vine just for insurance in case nothing comes up like happened with the Armenian cucumbers. So all of these came up from seed. Hi, Rose. Hi, Rosie. Rose. Yeah. Rosie came up from seed too. Okay, and here we have mostly bunch of warts. And those are doing pretty nicely. This has warmed up quite a bit in the last couple days, and that helps them to grow because a lot of times when it's cold, they'll just sit there for days and days and you don't see any changes. And it's kind of frustrating. And here we have, I've lost a bunch of warts over here before these two came up. So I went to the garden center and they had this Lumina. Is this Lumina? I think it's Lumina. I haven't grown these in years. Let's see, it doesn't say. Over here, Lumina, yeah. It's a Lumina pumpkin vine, and I'm going to trim off the bad leaves today, but it's starting to pick up now that the weather's warmer too. And over here are my burpee tomatoes that come up in the garden. That's the selling point. You don't have to start them in the house. They're called groundswell. Like I said last time, I have had in the past tomatoes come up in the garden on their own, so this is not any big thing, but apparently some people think it is. Further south, again. Further south, I'm sure it happens all the time, but in this area, maybe there's a question for some people in some people's minds. It's zone 5B here, and we do have lousy springs, so you never know. Anyway, my camera just shut down on me, so let's go a little faster. These are Midnight F1 pumpkins, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, doing very well. And this is the one I'm not real thrilled about, Thai Cog King or something like that. This one's getting eaten a little bit, so maybe I'll only have 2 of those. Over here, Summer Dance Cucumber. This is a Japanese cucumber, burpless, which I discovered last year I need. And over here we have Butter Baby Squash. It is a butternut squash that is very small and very, very easy to open up before you bake it. I love those things. And I finally filled these are the purple potatoes. I finally filled the bags all the way up to the top. So hopefully they'll go to flower and then they'll die and we'll have a lot of potatoes. We'll see. And over here are pickles. This is where the Armenian cucumbers were going to go, but I decided to buy pickles instead and make countertop pickles out of them. So yeah, I got those at the garden center. And asparagus needs to be weeded every day. Over here, Melrose peppers. We've got actually a few on the vine now, on the well, I think that's just a plant, that's not a vine, but it's the earliest we've ever had them. As the weather gets very, very hot, these are going to stop producing. So right now, though, they're doing pretty well. And here are my 3 insurance tomatoes. This is Bush Early Girl, and that's Bush something over there, Bush beefsteak, and this is, I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, it grows slowly. Whopper, I think it's called. So yeah, that's the garden for this year. We have the sunflower garden coming up. See if I can keep my camera going here. It's getting fussy with me. Yeah, these are the taller sunflowers. They really need to be thinned today. And these are the smaller ones here. You can no longer tell what's what because a lot of the packages have lost their printing. So, and these are the smallest ones right here that I'm not going to thin these because I might lose some varieties. It's a combination of varieties. So that's doing pretty well. And I guess I'm going to do a video about hostas later on once I juice this camera up again. Here's one of my frog ponds. This one is in the process of growing another stand of cattails. So it's pretty ugly this year, but soon it'll look more wild and rustic. We're going to have a lot of cattails on the plants this year. Last year we had quite a few too, right here. So I thought we wouldn't have any this year, but they are giving us a lot of cattails. Those micro cattails over here I'm not thrilled with. I might just put something online telling people they're available and then take them out and then move some of these guys over here. Over here, my hammer? Yeah, over there. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Yeah, later I'm going to do roses and hostas. This little hosta here has quite a story. It was doing very, very well outside the fence, and then all of a sudden somebody dug it up. Could have been a squirrel, could have been a person, I don't know. But I have a new hosta out there now. Actually, it's not one I bought, it's one I separated. And I put old rose canes over it to try to keep people from doing things like that. People do steal hostas, so just something to be aware of. Okay, I am going to end this video now. And because it's going to be really long. And I'll see you later with other things in the garden.